Hello there, and welcome to the Space Opera Music Podcast, otherwise by now known as SOMP. Welcome to SOMP. It is a great day to be here. Thank you for joining us. My name is Ashton, all the way over here in Florida, sunshiny Florida in the States, and joined by Tim Griesbach over in Germany.
Yeah, it's Griesbach actually, but I'm
Oh.
alright with that. And you can say your full name too. Your name is Ashton Sherritt, so
Hey, no, not my
don't
last name.
hesitate.
Oh, man.
Oh man, we got you, man.
Oh, now everyone knows. Share it with your friends, is what I always say. So,
I like that one.
yes. Well, yeah. So, thank you for being here. Last week, we took a pretty awesome deep dive into some pretty sad music. So, if you haven't checked that one out yet and you feel like getting down in the dumps with the funeral theme from the prequels, join that episode. It's quite a blast. We kind of made some pretty mind-blowing revelations during the conversation. Just really elevated the prequels for us, as if as if that's even possible to begin with. So yeah, it's always a good time when you can appreciate Star Wars even more than you already did. So yeah, and that's pretty much what we're here for as SOP, and hope that's why you're here too. So yeah, for this episode, I am particularly stoked about this. Yeah, The Phantom Menace has re-released in theaters, everyone. And Tim, I'm going to let you take it from here. I'm
All right,
just so excited to hear about this.
all right. So I'm not sure if the re-release is in the States from May 1st as well,
I think it was,
because
yeah.
I read like 3rd to 5th and some like 1st. It doesn't matter actually, because I traveled about 3 hours to go to a certain cinema, which I bought ticket for because it was the first that had the tickets on sale for May the 1st, because I'm busy on Star Wars Day. And I have been in this cinema back in 2022 when we had a preview, actually, German only preview, like 3 days ahead of the States for Andor. And I've been trooping there. I've been standing in front of a banner of Andor, being a stormtrooper, and like taking pictures with the guests. It was fun, and I was really impressed from this cinema. And a friend of mine who's Lauby, he's a very, very good and charming boy, even though he's very, very shy. He lives there, and I texted him, "Will you be there?" And we like tried to make something up. And yeah, it was clear that I had to go to this place, even though it's like 3 hours by car for me. So,
worth it.
Yeah, totally. And we talked about this in our pilot episode, how we came into Star Wars, or how we became Star Wars fans. So this 25th anniversary of the Phantom Menace is an anniversary for me as being a Star Wars fan for 25 years, plus being a Lego Star Wars fan for 25 years as well, because it's all in the same year. It happened all in the same year, and I just got addicted from then on, from like since then. And before I come to my thoughts about the movie itself, I have to share my latest brief emotion I had just before the movie started, actually, because I arrived. It was Wednesday and the day of the last Bad Batch episode, so the final season, season finale, or like a series finale. And I haven't watched it. Yeah, series finale. I haven't watched it because I was driving, and it came out in Germany at 9 a.m. and it was just on the road, so I couldn't watch it. But I was early and picked up my girlfriend Sabrina from the main station, and then we had some time after we had some beautiful ramen. So I had to watch in the lobby on my iPad with headphones this episode. And this was the first time I cried really hard because of Star Wars on that day.
Wow.
So this was my setup to go into this whole rewatch, revisiting my childhood thing. And the cinema is very it's for me is very unusual, because all the movie, what's that term, rooms, or the movie, what's
Yeah.
that?
What do you call that?
You have different theater rooms. What's that?
Yeah, what is that? What do you call that? Um,
Or is it just different cinemas? No,
no, I guess
it doesn't matter
I
actually.
don't know.
So they are all underground,
Oh,
and because of
wow.
that, you have to walk very very far to get to the main one from the main entrance. And like we were looking for the right place, and we met people having Star Wars shirts on as we did, and the feeling was getting as close as we got. I got pretty much excited from what I would do, but it was I like this feeling, and Star Wars is almost the only thing that is doing this, and it was doing it again. So there was someone who's at the snack bar handing out some posters from Episode 1 in the Lego version, which is very nice. I forgot to lay it on here next to my laptop, so I cannot show it to you in this right away, but I can do it later on.
Yeah.
And typical Star Wars moment. I ran into people I knew as well, except so next to Lauby, my other friend, and we had a very quick but deep and we had a Star Wars talk about like general Star Wars stuff and what we like about the sequels and prequels and blah 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 blah. And then it was time to go in, because it was announced that they get a Acolyte preview as well.
Right.
And it was not quite clear if we are going to see it in the beginning or in the end. So we wanted to make sure to be like on time on our seats. And man, this cinema is, the screen is bigger than my flat actually.
Dude.
So it is almost like a stadium for sports, anything like that.
That's amazing.
Ratio. So the seats we had were quite we shouldn't have been in a row more in front of us, because we had to like look in some directions to see the banthas or stuff like that.
Yeah.
And because of the analog like actually recording stuff, some scenes were like not very sharp, and it was different each time, but it was an amazing feeling to have this like as a setup to rewatch this movie.
Yeah.
And now I'm trying to recap all my feelings in all this, which is very complicated because there's so much to tell. But in general, which is most important for our podcast, to be in the cinema, to see Star Wars on the big screen with like the sound blasters flying all over, the music blasting, Duel of the Fates blasting, it's so incredible good. And I'm looking forward to the next Star Wars show movie we're going to see, which would be probably the Filoni thingy Mando movie,
Right.
which might sum up a lot. Which is the next announced. I'm pretty sure the next announced like movie from Star Wars. But
I think so. Yeah. I think it's like
right?
that, and then the Ray film is like the only two
Yeah,
that I know
yeah,
of
right.
for like full,
But Filoni is
yeah.
first.
Right.
Yeah. So the time of like sitting at home watching on your TV, watching new Star Wars shows is great, and I liked it. But I thought, yeah, it needs to come back to the big screens as well, because it's a whole different like feeling. Besides the fact that they're actually producing the shows we see on TV, you can watch them in the cinema as well. But it's, it works somehow both ways. But have it on a big screen with a setup of speakers and all the stuff is
Right.
It is so immersive, actually.
Yeah. I mean,
And
the Phantom Menace is so lush with some of the best Star Wars sounds, like like you said, like the blasters, the N1s,
The pod
starfighters, like
racing,
the pod race
man.
itself, like yeah, just man, I'm envious.
This is. I mean, there's some parts that I was very happy that I found out some new stuff I didn't discover before. For instance, when the gang arrives on Coruscant and they're going to the Senate and to the Jedi Temple, there's the royal guard standing like for patrol and standing still, and there's Jar Jar rubbing on the helmet of one guard,
No
which is way in the
way.
background, and I didn't see before, and
Oh
it
my
was so
god.
great to see that.
That is
And
amazing.
it is so amazing because it is so fitting for this whole scene and for Jar Jar as a character,
Yeah.
which he's just curious little boy, like,
Oh, I
but
have
he's
never
somewhere
known
else.
that.
He haven't, yeah.
That is
And
hilarious.
I hope to have to discover something like that. But it's one of those little facts I like to rewatch or to find and look in different directions actually to find this kind of stuff.
Right. 25 years later.
And yeah. But
Crazy.
not and it's in the cinema, but like
Right.
20 times at home in the meantime, or like
Yeah.
probably more than that.
Right.
And speaking of Jar Jar, we all know it's a very controversial character to many people, which it actually shouldn't be, because there is nothing really to criticize on that, and especially not on the acting from Ahmed Best, because it's the first CG character we saw in the movie overall. So yeah, it was the first time world premiere.
Yeah, this is
So
we are Jar Jar stands. This is a Jar Jar,
yeah,
a pro
friendly
Jar Jar
podcast.
space.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I was so happy that in my row, left and right of me, were sitting some kids, and they were probably as old as I was,
Oh my god.
and they were laughing at the Jar Jar scenes, which
Yes.
I probably have laughed when I was at their age.
Yes. Exactly. That makes me low key emotional, because like
Yes,
that's their potentially their first Star Wars film on the big screen,
I have goosebumps right now for
right?
those who can see us.
Like
Yeah.
what a full circle moment. And also, as you know, we all having grown up with the prequels, we're now the prequel generation as adults now, and kind of this resurgence of this like prequel defense force that's like kind of
Yes.
emerged as we have grown up to now get um I guess confirmation by being able to witness firsthand other kids watching the Phantom Menace, for example, and enjoying every aspect of it and
Yes.
laughing at the parts that we laughed at as kids. Like seeing and hearing of that is just such heartwarming, full circle confirmation. I love that so much.
Yes.
Wow.
100% true. And this is the confirmation for the movies that are done for the kids.
Exactly.
And everything has been actually done for that. There are some exceptions, recent exceptions, but in general, it's for children, and it has so many levels to choose from, which is enjoyable for like every age.
Yeah.
But children are and should enjoy it.
Yeah.
So, and I sometimes feel that what you just said, our prequel generation is like the defense force of, like, in general, Star Wars, and being more positive, way more positive than the OT boys or dads or granddads. Which doesn't mean there are no prequel grown-ups who are hating like sequel stuff or any other stuff. But I feel that with this, we are the whole pole which is against this whole negative stuff, because we grew up with this, and we know, for us, it has had from the beginning on, it was a very different value for us, this movie and those 3 movies actually.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty grateful for that, to have grown up in this period of time, because I think it suits my personality in general, and I have confirmation of that, like as you said, just right now in this moment.
Yeah. Yeah. And just to piggyback off of that, like to know, to grow up and then hear the stories of what was going on during the prequel era, like, and how that affected actors and like Ahmed Best's story, for example, like just in Kelly Marie Tran's story, like seeing that,
Yes.
as an adult, and then reflecting on Ahmed Best's story that we didn't know of at the time, but like know now. It's just like, yeah, just having this kind of, I don't know, it's just refreshing to have this community that we have now.
Yes.
You know,
Did he tell you about my celebration in Chicago moment with Ahmed Best?
no, what?
Okay, I have to. Yeah, it's not a personal experience, but it was 5 years ago. So 20th
Mhm.
anniversary of the Phantom Menace, and it was my first time in a Star Wars celebration, and I had the chance to be in the main hall for the celebration panel. You know, Ray Park,
Wow.
Anthony Daniels, Ben, no, not Ben Bird. Oh, it might have been Bird. I don't know.
Yeah,
So many,
probably, yeah,
Doug
yeah.
Cheng, many folks of that era came on stage,
Wow.
and when Ahmed Best came in, everyone shouted his name and
Oh,
gave him the appreciation he deserved. And I'm pretty sure he was crying,
dude,
because,
I love that so much.
yeah. And I have to tell this to as many people as I can, because it is so important. And the same, it's very emotional, actually.
It is.
The same feeling that I have, which I'm very grateful for, is that recently there was an interview with the mom of Jake Lloyd. So Little Annie's mom just said, all what happened to him was because of a psychic preoccupation, or I don't know what the exact term in English, but
Mhm.
what happened to him would have happened anyways, and not just because he was a child actor, and that he loves the Star Wars movies. And this was so good to hear for me, because it cleaned up all the rumors and all the, like, what he, in a very non-direct way, got to hear, probably.
Mhm.
And I was very relieved that she was saying he's okay, he's doing fine, he loves the movies, and he's on a path that is good for him now.
Yeah, that just kind of like heals a part of you that like hurts and aches for little Jake
Yes.
Lloyd. So yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, like part of me is like skeptical. Like I want to take Jake Lloyd's mom's word for it, obviously, but like part of me is like how could he not have, you know, known? It was surprising. As much as it was healing to hear, I was like, this is I don't know, just really surprising as well. Like and maybe this is maybe we're getting a little off track, but I could have sworn I remember hearing rumors or stories of Jake Lloyd being like bullied at school and stuff, and like who knows if that's even true, but yeah, I would like maybe even more details if appropriate from the family, and just like like if Jake Lloyd's mom did shield him from these things, like what did that look like, and how what I guess just like more details on what he like how he grew up with the Star Wars films, like what were the
Yeah.
things that he liked. I guess just like more details would be helpful. um
Yeah.
but it is healing. It is healing to hear,
Yeah,
so
and it is healing as well that we get to see Hayden Christensen again,
oh
and
yeah,
that he's returned to Star Wars and getting all the appreciation, because he got a lot as well from people who don't have very good intentions with him.
right,
And they blame it on his acting, but it wasn't that. Actually, we all know that it wasn't his acting which made people mad.
right.
But I'm it's a whole vibe of healing processes that have been started and are like very powerful at the moment.
Yeah,
At the
yeah.
time,
It's
yeah,
refreshing, you know.
it's refreshing, yeah. And they all deserve it, and we deserve it as well, because we all love to see him in action again,
Yeah.
and to see a new role of Ahmed Best in The Mandalorian.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and this
The
is
best.
so.
Literally.
It is the best, and this is
Yeah.
why I love our Star Wars community, because it is so powerful and so magical, actually. And it is spreading in the whole cast and crew who are producing all the stuff we want to see as well, because they grew up with that as well, and they all appreciate this, and they keep going forward with their own views and positions, but it's we all have the same ground of appreciation for the movies and for everything Star Wars.
Yeah. Yeah. Couldn't
Yeah.
agree more.
Okay, let's jump back to the Phantom Menace, my re-screening.
Yes.
Obviously, I was very curious for the funeral moment of Qui-Gon,
Of
because
course. How
with
relevant.
yeah, and I was just enjoying it, and to having it like full blast on a big screen,
Mhm.
and the detail. I was very curious about how it would somehow resonate, but how somehow uh, um, it is actually in the movies, because I haven't watched it like in a couple of months.
Mhm.
So we have this, what we said in the early episodes, a two-time repetition of the same part, or like almost the same part,
Mhm.
and in between there is the Force theme.
Right.
And in the movie, it's the part where Obi-Wan turns to Anakin and he asks, "What is happening with me? What blah blah blah." Not blah blah blah, but I don't know the original quotes.
Whatever he said.
Yeah, whatever he says. So, and there is the Force theme, and then it goes to the repetition of the funeral theme, which is ending in this very what you just worked out, this very tensional chord, and having this silhouette of the pure evil
Yeah.
Palpatine.
Yeah.
With some Yoda and Mace up front, but yeah, just on the big screen to have this background, the new knowledge, to see this was very, very fulfilling.
Mhm.
Very yeah, a nice moment to enjoy, actually.
Yeah.
And speaking of soundtracks and the release or the streaming possibility of soundtracks, it might be interesting to know for people that the Duel of the Fates, as many people, probably all to those who listen to our podcast, know, is not happening in the movies, actually, because it's cut in several tracks, which is picked up because we see different angles of the war or of the scenes. And it's the first time we hear the Duel of the Fates we know is in the credits.
Right.
There's
The
yeah,
full.
that's the full version.
Mhm.
And by the way, there's an epilogue version of the Duel of the Fates which I adore very much as well, with some quotes being spread out all over the tune. But yeah, in the movie, it is always cutting back and forth to the duel, to what Panaka and Padme are doing, and the battle droids and the Gungans, and it is good to know somehow that is not happening in the movie. So no, we cannot hear on streaming platforms what we see in a movie, because it's
Right.
just the part for the full version, and that
Yeah.
is good to know, because some parts are actually different than I imagined this. So there's in the Duel of the Fates, this whole it's there's very choir power. The choir is getting very is crescendoing, and in my mind, it's always the part where Obi-Wan cries this no, because Qui-Gon dies, but it's actually not. It's a scene where they are in the beginning fighting with Darth Maul, and it's just way earlier than I thought it would occur.
Mm-hmm.
So these are all those little details I enjoy, like to refocus on, to check if my imagination, not my image, my memory is
Mm-hmm.
like if it matches.
Right.
And this is a very specific, I don't want to say problem, but topic for all those Star Wars tracks and tunes we know, because some of them are recomposed for orchestra and for like not movie occasions, but like in the theater, like in a Philharmonic version,
Right.
which is good to know as well, because there are some alterations. I'm thinking of the throne room versus a whole part which is in a new key, which is not happening in, like, in the Force, in the New Hope. But that's probably another time. But I was thinking of that when watching the movie. So these are all parts that people should know of somehow, for any reason, I guess.
Yeah. I do. It's not Phantom Menace related, unfortunately, but I do want to bring that up just since you mentioned like different versions and keys. Since we talked about it last week, the iteration of the funeral theme that we get during Vader rising up and talking to Palpatine and all that, that version is actually in a different key in the movie than it is on the soundtrack.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
that is odd.
I found that out this week because I was like, I was like going back and forth, and I was like, whoa, what the? It's in a different key. The version in the movie is like a higher key. Like they're a few steps higher.
Interesting.
And so yeah, I would love to have answers onto why that is. Like, was it sound?
Do you think it's
design
pitched?
Yeah, or did they pitch it in post? Because like, I don't think. I mean, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. The voices sound fine, obviously. So, like, I would just love to know if the London Symphony Orchestra recorded it in two different keys.
Yeah.
Or,
yeah. Very
or if
interesting.
they perfectly, I mean, like without any artifacts or glitches, pitched it up in post for like sound design purposes, because like the version that we get on the album is quite low. Like it's pretty muddy, low brass stuff going on, and I mean, yeah, it's pretty low register stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to bring that up real quick.
Yeah, that's a good point though.
Kind of
we
weird.
might have a chance in the future when we hopefully get to invite people who might have worked on this exact topic or soundtrack that we just talked about.
Yeah.
Because we will find that out somehow. I'm pretty sure.
Somehow, one day.
Yeah, one day.
Yeah.
There is one other. I'm thinking of one other kind of similar scene where it's very interesting to know how or why they did it like that. It's there's a whole video on YouTube. I don't know the creator, but we will link it in the show notes. He's talking about that in the after the Vader hall sequence in Rogue One, in the very end, when he fought all the rebel troopers. No, it's actually when he's in the beginning of the hallway scene, when he's just standing there, the silhouette, and we are the breathing, and then the lightsaber ignites,
right?
And this ignition has a very specific is a very specific note, which is matching the chord of the music which is played.
Yeah,
but
I think it's
do you know the movie, the video?
I think it's Charles Cornell.
Yeah,
Charles Cornell. He's the YouTuber who pointed that out. I don't know if there's like a Star Wars behind the scenes like official like studio thing, but I know that Charles Cornell has a video talking about that. Yeah, he's a fantastic, breaks down soundtracks of all varieties and things. So
But this is one point where it would be so interesting to know how or why they decided that way, or which department
Right.
decided that. Because in
Right.
Rogue One, I'm pretty sure the sound design did it, because the lightsaber sound is not that low in general. And
Right.
the guy or the person who was working on that knew that it had to match the music and shouldn't be very like attention added to the music,
Right.
which is very interesting.
That
But
is.
yeah, we got way too far from the Phantom Menace again. But it's so interesting to talk all about this. So yeah, it's interesting for everyone, I guess.
Yeah. No, it is.
In general. Yeah. And there's one thing we might or might not get to in the future to it, which is the parade music in the end of the Phantom Menace.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about that soon.
And this, I know there are folks out there who have drawn some lines between this motif and the Emperor's motif, which is which is quite similar but not the exact same. And I'm very yeah, someone should work that out at any time, I guess, if there's a coincidence or not.
There totally has to be. I am in full belief that there is. I did a breakdown. That was one of my first breakdown videos actually that gained a lot of popularity. I think it has like,
Yeah,
I don't know, like it's getting up there, in popularity, but yeah, if you haven't watched that one, I'll send it to you. I overlay
shame on me though.
no, dude, there's a lot to to go through.
Yes.
I overlay the Emperor's theme and the Augie's
Mm-hmm.
theme. I overlay the
Mm-hmm.
two, matching the tempo of Augie's theme, and then again
Mm-hmm.
matching the tempo to Emperor's theme. It's funny to hear them together. I didn't pitch match them, so it's like really just awful to listen to. But the rhythmic cadence and intervallic cadence are virtually the same. It is absolutely intentional, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
we'll
Yeah.
we'll do a breakdown. We'll do a episode of that, and I'll bring out the MIDI keyboard and we'll experiment.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm just trying to recall if there are some very specific elements, like talking of music, which I somehow rediscovered. But I just told you everything which is in my head right now from this music point of view, from the screening. But yeah, to round this up, I am very grateful to have experienced this, and I hope, man, it will be too late when I announce this, because the podcast will be out of way after the days the movie is in the cinemas again,
Mhm.
the theaters again. But I sincerely hope that it will be sold very good, that they decide to set up the prequel movies to re-release them as well, like
I know, man.
Attack of the Clones and Revenge, because
Yeah.
the time is perfect to do it. And that's the main reason, and people, I think, are interested to see it again, or to see it for the first time.
Yeah, I swear I saw an official update that they are planning on doing that. Releasing re-releasing, I think it was all of them, dude. Like in like a marathon style. I might be mistaken,
I
but
know there are several movie theaters that are doing this, but it's
oh
not a
yeah, okay.
general release, like,
Gotcha. Okay.
you know,
Gotcha.
it's not,
Well,
it's tied to certain, like, locations.
yeah. Well, I know that we have the Revenge of the Sith, I think 20th anniversary coming up this month. Um later this month. At least I think
Is
it's.
it?
I think so.
Oh
Yeah.
no, next year it was 2005, wasn't it?
Was it? Here, let me actually see.
I think so. I think so. So Phantom Menace was 99, Attack was 2002.
Yeah, you're
It's
right.
always three years apart.
You're right. You're right. Yeah, it was 05. So okay. So
So next year is 45th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back, I guess.
right. And then 20 of Revenge of the Sith. So
So,
cool. Well, man, yeah, hopefully I guess we'll see how well this ages. Hopefully the Phantom Menace does so well that they're like, yeah, let's get all of the prequels,
fingers crossed.
worldwide release. I mean, that would just be,
Yes.
it would
Yeah.
be a bummer in the immediate term if they're waiting to release them on each 25th anniversary, but I mean that's cool too. We'll take what we can get, I guess.
Yeah.
couple more
Yeah.
years for all
Sure.
of that, but yeah.
Yeah. Before we do our closing ceremony in this episode, I have to non-spoilerish tell something I'm pretty excited about for the Acolyte, because it's just 1 month
Yes.
away.
Yes. Oh man, please.
And we got to see, I don't know if it was about 3 minutes, maybe 2, but more than 1 minute,
Mhm.
which opens with a scene which is seen in the trailer as well. So someone walking up through a gate
Okay.
towards a building, or it turns out to be somehow a bar or like a restaurant.
Mhm.
And there's a whole fighting scene going on, and it is very martial arts focused and based.
Oh, cool.
And I'm pretty excited in general about the series, about the show, because there is nothing. It can only win, actually, because there is nothing told before except for the High Republic stuff. And I know that there is a certain Jedi which is in the series, which was in the books or in the comics from the High Republic. But it's an era where, like, the bad guys and the good guys are present, and all of them are very well trained.
Mhm.
And to have this martial arts approach is very refreshing to see, I
Yeah,
guess.
that's cool.
And yeah, it is. I'm pretty excited for that, and for the music, of course, as well, because it's a new chapter that could be filled. I'm not. I don't know who is doing the score. Is it announced already?
I oh man, I don't know. Let me look that up real quick. I
Okay, I try to
actually
keep talking,
I actually
because
don't know.
just as we talked in our pilot episode, it might be an opportunity for someone to jump into Star
Yeah,
Wars
it's
who
someone new.
hasn't. Yeah.
It's someone called Michael Abels.
Okay.
Michael Abels. What else has Michael Abels done? Sorry, Michael, if you're ending up listening to this. Um,
You're
I
invited to our podcast to talk about it.
yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh man, this is gonna be. This is. I cannot wait to see what he does. So he has a. From what I'm just reading from his website here, he specializes in orchestral music, but heavy elements of blues, jazz, and
Sweet.
bluegrass music. So
Sweet. Yeah.
pretty
Okay.
genre defying. He did the music for some Jordan Peele films. I don't know if you know who Jordan Peele is, but
No.
yeah, very very cool. There's some like in those films with Jordan Peele, there's some like hip hop influenced music. Um,
Sweet. I like.
so this could go any which direction. That's pretty cool.
It is. It is a good test field for new music in general, I guess, because um, everything is new and it's not preoccupied with stuff we already have seen or have heard. So it's a very good opportunity for someone new to come in Star Wars, I guess.
Yeah, I mean the
Um,
more the merrier, you know.
yeah,
Yeah, just I mean, just like we said in our pilot episode, like who's the Doug Chang of Star Wars music now? But you could easily expand that analogy or that comparison to other, you know, other people who have influenced Star Wars in various ways. So like who's the Jon Favreau, or like we could make these comparisons a lot
Yeah.
more. But I guess the message of that being like, let's see what people do, and people are going to influence Star Wars in certain ways, and doesn't mean you'll like it all the time, but it can be appreciated. So yeah,
Yeah,
this is exciting.
it is. And it's only 1 month away, actually,
Yeah,
from the day we record.
right.
Sweet.
Yeah, by the time this comes out, actually, maybe it'll be time to
Yes,
have
right.
to have
We
an
live in the
acolyte.
future, guys.
Yeah. Maybe we should release this episode, and then we'll have to release an acolyte review episode immediately after.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
very cool. Hello from the past.
I have to brag that I just last night got tickets for Star Wars Celebration in Japan.
Oh, that's right. I meant
which
to ask you.
I hope to get them in the first place in the first occasion, and I did.
Awesome.
And now it's getting serious. So
what pass did you get?
3-day pass,
Nice.
actually. I was only waiting 45 minutes, so only in like.
Okay. Well, yeah, only, but yeah, no.
People
good.
have been waiting more.
Yeah,
we had
it's
12 browsers on 4 devices.
Dude.
And one of the little guys waiting was running, and the rest was like slothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sold out now. That 3-day pass, it's sold out.
Yeah, 3-day. The single day passes have been online for a while.
Well, dude, I'm glad you got it. That's exciting.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the next one will be in Orlando again, so it means that's
dude.
It might be
dude
the first, but yeah, the best occasion for us to have a live podcast. Us recording in the same room.
Yeah, that would be just so magical.
Yes.
Because Celebration happens every year, right?
Every 2 years.
Every 2 years? Oh, okay. So it'll be 26. Oh, crazy.
No, 27.
Well, wait, because this is 24, right? So 25, 26?
And Japan is in 25.
Oh, shoot.
In April
That's
25, right. Yeah.
Oh, man, all of this is so in advance. So, yeah, wow,
Yeah.
27. That is just... Sorry, you all. I have a 2-year-old, and time, that means nothing to me for the past 2 years. So forgive me. I'm just going day by day out here. But yeah, so 27.
Probably it might be 26 as well, but I guess it will be 27, and it will be Orlando again, because we had Europe last year.
Right.
Before that, it was Anaheim, which is West Coast.
and 10 years ago at that point, because 2017 was the last Orlando one, so 10 years.
Right.
Wow. And that will be the next one that I can attend. So that'll be cool to go 10 years. That just doesn't even seem right to imagine.
We might apply for the podcast sections then, then. Because they do have places where people record and talk about all this stuff, and might be a goal for us, man.
Yeah. Yes.
But
why not?
Therefore, we need you, our fellow listeners.
Yes.
Help us grow. Listen to our podcast. Share it with your friends, with your family, with your Ewok, with your AT-AT. Listen to it everywhere you go. And tell us what you think about this, about all this.
Feedback, thoughts.
Feedback.
All of it.
Yes.
It's
Share
true.
memes with us. Everything.
Make memes of us. Just anything.
And make sure to follow on your podcast platform of choice as well. Give some thumbs up, some upvotes, some comments. I know that on Spotify you can set up polls, or I don't know, ask Q&As. Be interactive. Try to communicate with us, and hopefully the the communications won't be disrupted, which could only mean one thing.
Invasion.
Yes, sir. And yes, I think that's it for today, right? Ashton, do you have something else you want to share, want to say?
Yeah, actually, I think we should get into Anakin and Padme's love theme. We didn't get a chance to do that at the end of last episode. So let's start breaking that one down right now.
Yeah, right now, real quick, okay? Just set up a timer for 3 hours. I'm gonna go grab a coffee.
For those of you listening, if you didn't notice, this is a 3-day marathon episode, so you're stuck with us for the weekend. Spoiler alert. So
now we're laughing, but in the future it might happen. Just saying. Okay.
Just throwing that out there. It might happen.
All right, fellas. Yeah, talk to you soon. Looking forward to everything you want to share with us. And until next time. See you.
Yeah. May the force be with us all.
Always.